Oh man. Man. Oh man. I never thought this day would come, man. I never thought this day would come. Dude, I know I'm talking about this news, and I made a community post about it, but I know I'm talking about this news a few days later, because the news came out on Sunday, but I just wanted to talk about this. Now, I somewhat talk video games on my channel. I have done like a few video game reviews. I talked like Pokemon Legends Arceus, Sonic Frontiers. You know the fun thing, I did do a review on Scarlet and Violet, but it's somewhere on my freaking it's somewhere on my laptop. The video file of my review of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are on my thing. Honestly, when the DLCs for Scarlet and Violet come out, I might just do a whole fucking game breakdown and review of that game, just to make everything complete. Talk about the DLC, talk about the main story, the things and stuff like that. So, yes. Yes. There's sometimes, on certain occasions, I talk video games on the channel. I don't really talk video games on the channel that much. I do have a few video game playlists, which is that of the Fairy Tail game, Resident Evil, and then a little bit of Resident Evil 8. I had the files and everything all on my thing, and I could upload it to my channel to complete it, but, well, I don't know why I don't get to it. It's up to you guys. If you guys want to see the continuation of my Resident Evil 8 playthrough, I can definitely do that. That also means I'm about to probably do the DLC as well to get the DLC to complete the story and things like that and end off the Winter's storyline. But yeah, video games wise, I don't really talk about it much, but I typically, when it comes to video games and I want to get my thoughts on something, I do want to talk about it. And the fact that we are finally getting this game, a new Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi game, like, for the first time since, let me pull up when the last time Budokai Tenkaichi came out. DBZ Budokai Tenkaichi 3 release date. So the last Budokai Tenkaichi game that came out, which was Budokai Tenkaichi 3, came out on PlayStation 2 and the Wii on October 4th, 2007. It's 2023, so 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011. Let me put my mic down. 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, but I think 16, 17, maybe 18 years since we last got a Budokai Tenkaichi game. One of those ranges. It's 16, 17, 18 years. Correct me in the comments section. But it's been so long since we've gotten a Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi game for the longest time. I know everybody continually asked for getting a new Budokai Tenkaichi game, and the number one thing people always did was play like mods of the game on their computers with like updated like super characters and things like that. Now it's possible that we don't need the mods no more. I'll tell you one thing, the people who make the mods for Budokai Tenkaichi 3 now, they're probably in the mud. They're just like, really? Man, we were making good money off it too, huh? But now guess what? We won't have to deal with that. We can play a new Budokai Tenkaichi game, Tenkaichi 4, and we're going to enjoy, and we're going to sit back, and we're going to love it, man. Oh my gosh. I think I heard the developers, the team that did the original Tenkaichi games, Budokai Tenkaichi games, they're coming back to do this new game. Good! Because if you had a new team come in and just try to say, just follow the old formula, they might have messed shit up. You got the original people who worked on the game to come back and do the game, you know. So the gameplay wise, it could be somewhat, it could definitely be, it's definitely probably gonna be similar. The graphics are definitely gonna look a lot better, and things like that. But I did like the little teaser. It was pretty, when I first watched it on Sunday, when I saw it, at first, the way they were making it looked like they were going to give us like a Budokai Tenkaichi remaster. You know, it was another thing some fans were asking for. Like, hey, you know, we had a Budokai remaster, even though they only did Budokai 1 and 3. They completely skipped over 2. Don't know why they did that. I know 2 is not the most favorable Budokai game, but I actually enjoyed Budokai 2. Now, I never played Budokai 3 before. I played the first 2 Budokais. I never played Budokai 3. Maybe that will be something on my bucket list if I can go to like a classic game store and see if I can find Budokai 3. Or maybe I'll have to go get the Budokai 3 remaster and find it somewhere. And then buy it and play it and see what that's like. But I know there was a time a lot of people were asking for a Budokai Tenkaichi remaster series where you could put it on like modern consoles and play it like they did with that. And that's what it looked like it was leading up to. But then the graphics update and we get the whole thing of the transformation scene with Goku in HD graphics pretty much. And pretty much the end of the trailer says we're getting a new Tenkaichi. And I'm like, holy crap. After all these freaking years, we're finally getting a new Tenkaichi game that a lot of fans have been asking and waiting for. Like, absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy that we're getting a new Tenkaichi game. Like, I was talking, I was talking with my co-host, who's typically on the channel, the Red Wolf. If you want to know who he is, if you watch my My Hero Academia videos and other stuff that we do in collab together on the channel. But I was telling him, like, last night, I was like, dude, just imagine the roster. Budokai Tenkaichi, for anybody that doesn't know, man, you know, they had, if not some of the biggest rosters out of any Dragon Ball game known to date. Known to man. They were like the one Dragon Ball games that had almost damn near every character from the damn series that played some sort of semi-important roles. Even they freaking have the fodder characters up in there you could play as. Like, my goodness, man. My goodness. And just thinking about Budokai Tenkaichi 4, with not only the fact you're adding Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, now you're stacking the Dragon Ball Super characters. And if the game developers will put like freaking like even characters that we didn't think much about in the game as well, not just the very important super characters, that'd be dope. Like, for example, the Pride Troopers. If, you know, yes, we don't know most of the moves, but maybe you don't put all the Pride Troopers in the game. Like, say, like, okay, obviously the main Pride Troopers games we've seen, and obviously in Xenoverse, is Toppo, Jiren, and Dispo. We never got like Kokate. She was like another very important character. She had like almost a whole episode dedicated to her in Super. And then even that one like snake looking guy. I forgot what his name was, but I think he got a good chunk of episode in Dragon Ball Super. So you should make him at least a playable character too. Yeah, the moves can be generic for those characters, but you can give them like their own like super like special move. So that's kind of crazy. You could add like the God of Destruction characters as playable characters. I'm telling you, man, if you never played the original Budokai Tenkaichi series and you look at the character rosters, they would have the biggest character rosters like hell. I think Budokai Tenkaichi 2 had like probably the biggest character roster. And then it was Budokai Tenkaichi 3 that had another pretty big roster. But the only other Dragon Ball game to my knowledge that has a big roster is what we're seeing right now in Xenoverse 2 with the constant freaking characters they consistently add. The only thing that's going to be depressing is they're not going to add like the manga characters like a Moro or a Granola. Because, well, we haven't seen them in anime form. And again, I don't know why the freaking anime I don't know why the anime I don't know why they won't upload those characters to the game, because they want to give them like anime, they want to make sure they give anime appearance. That's why when you play Dokkan Battle or Dragon Ball Legends, they're not in the game at all, and it's kind of stupid because, well, just put them in the game, you know, because for example, Hit in Xenoverse, he already had his anime appearance, but he didn't have an English dub voice. They used somebody else to be Hit. And then eventually Matthew Mercer ended up being Hit regardless. So who can? I'm not saying you can put them in the game, like practically all the moves are shown throughout the manga. Put them in the game. Just give them a temporary voice for now. They don't have to be the set voice for Granola and Moral. I would want them to do that. And it's crazy too, because we'll actually be getting freaking characters in these games, because this is another thing, you know, especially in Budokai 2 and Budokai Tenkaichi 3, you know, you could actually mid-transform during a fight. Like, for example, Goku had like different stages of Goku. Like, you had early Goku, which would be considered Saiyan Saga, Saiyan Saga Goku, maybe early Frieza Saga Goku. Then you would have like Goku Mid, which would be like Frieza Saga Goku / like Cell Games Goku. Android Saga Goku, where, you know, he would start off in his base form, but you could transform it into a Super Saiyan mid-fight, unless you wanted to choose a Super Saiyan prerequisite of the character to just start the fight off as a Super Saiyan. But just imagine we get Goku Dragon Ball Super. You not only go through Super Saiyan God, but Super Saiyan Blue as well. So you're gonna have Goku and Vegeta have like damn near all these character things, you know. It's going to be absolutely crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. The roster is going to be insane. I think this is going to be probably the biggest roster to date in Dragon Ball, because guess what? Now they can actually add the Dragon Ball superhero characters too. We could be getting Beast Gohan. No, well, we're going to get all these characters from the jump, pretty much, that we've seen. You have to imagine they're just going to, Budokai Tenkaichi, they like to handle their stories in just going through all the arcs of the story, and things like that. So it's just gonna be crazy, man. I'm so excited that this game is coming out. We don't know when it's gonna be coming out. I hope it comes out at least sometime next year, man. But I don't want them to be honest, I don't want them to rush it. Take as much time as they need to make the best Budokai Tenkaichi 4 game we want. But I'm so hyped, man. I definitely can't wait. When I saw the announcement, I was just blown away. And I'm like, dude, we're going to get a good Dragon Ball game. We're going to get a great Dragon Ball game, man. And it's funny because I think there was an announcement for another Naruto game. And some fans in that genre, they're like, really, dude? And I think they only added like a few more characters, which was funny. But everybody's up in arms. Like, everybody's talking about Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi coming back, bro. Absolutely crazy, man. I'm not gonna do gameplay of it on my channel because I'm not trying to get copyright stricken, because, you know, these Japanese laws when it comes to their freaking properties, man. If you have like freaking showing like official shit in the video, they will take your stuff down. I'm not trying to have my channel be taken down because of that. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'll probably do a review on it if it gets to the chance, and give my thoughts on it. But, you know, it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy, man. And a quick story before I get here. I remember back when I was in junior high, there was like a PlayStation 2 in this after-school program we had, man. There would be people literally sitting down at this one TV. And when I mean it's not a group of people. A group of people sitting down playing Budokai Tenkaichi 3. People that didn't even watch Dragon Ball. They were playing Budokai Tenkaichi, I think 2 or 3. I forgot what it was. And they were having world tournament battles. You know, which is another thing. The online scene, it's going to be a competitive online. I hope they have a free online thing and they have a ranked online thing. And then I didn't even think about it. Budokai Tenkaichi tournaments. Like, holy crap, you can have online tournaments where they just throw you in a room with other people based on what type of tournament-like structure you want. Whether you want an 8-man tournament, a 12-man, or a 16-man tournament. You're just thrown into a room with other fighters from around the world, and you can freaking go through this tournament. Like, this game, and especially with that mode, there's definitely gonna be freaking, like, esport tournaments because of this shit. Like, this could be big. This could be freaking big. The online scene meta can be crazy, man. I didn't even think about that, because you go back to the old games, there was no online then. Now, you can go on now with this new game. You'll be able to go online and challenge people from across the world. And it's gonna be absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. We don't know what consoles it's going to be on. My hypothesis, my guess, is going to be on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. You would think it had to be on Switch, even though the graphics won't probably be the best. Maybe they'll actually put it on the previous gen consoles, because they're going to want to make the most money possible from it. And even now, even with the fact that I have, like, you know, PS5 and Xbox Series X out there, there's games out there that are still on previous gens. Now, I think in like a year or two, they'll stop putting games on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Like, plain and simple. That will be it. After that, no more. There'll be no more, and they'll be moving on to, like, focus on the next generation. But, I definitely can't wait, man. Those games were iconic. My childhood, man. They were my childhood. I played a lot. I know with me, I have Budokai Tenkaichi 1. That was the first Dragon Ball game I got, man, for my birthday. When I first got into Dragon Ball, that was the first game I got. Budokai Tenkaichi 1. And I loved the fucking game. And at that point, that was like, I was going into stories content that I had not even seen in the anime yet. Like, when I freaking went to, like, the Android Saga, I was playing, like, Majin Buu and Android Saga content. And I'm like, wait, what the hell is this? I didn't know there was more past what I was watching, because I was watching Dragon Ball Z at the time. Dragon Ball Z Kai at the time on Nicktoons. And at some point, it stopped at, like, the Frieza Saga, and then I was waiting for more content to come out. And I didn't know there was, like, arcs even past Frieza stuff. And I was like, oh, this is so wicked cool, man. And I enjoyed it, man. Those were like, Budokai Tenkaichi 1 was the first Dragon Ball game alongside Budokai 1, were the first Dragon Ball games that I bought for myself, or I got for my birthday, man. And I absolutely loved the game. I was so happy. I was so great. I enjoyed it. And it just reminds me a little bit of my childhood. I did play Budokai Tenkaichi 2 for a bit. I played a little bit of Tenkaichi 3, but not a lot, and things like that. But, no, man, I can't wait, man. I can't wait for this game to come out, and it's going to be a blast. If you're not hyped, man, you should be, because this game was a lot of people's childhoods. A lot of people's childhoods. And the fact that Bandai Namco is actually going back to make a new game to have people relive their childhoods, it's going to be crazy, man. Like, you go over YouTube, man, even people that don't even talk anime on their channels are talking about Budokai Tenkaichi 4 coming back. That's what I mean, how iconic the games were, and how much those games were part of everybody's childhood when they were like a kid. Like, absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Anyways, I know this video is like 18, 19 minutes long, and it's just me talking about Budokai Tenkaichi 4 coming out, and I feel like definitely this video probably stayed more than it should have been. But I just wanted to bring my thoughts, man, of just this game that was a piece of my childhood, man, is coming back, and I'm so excited that I'm going to be having an opportunity, you know, if things don't end up crazy, end up wrong in my life and things like that, you know, I'll have the opportunity to play this game again, and I'm going to have a blast. But anyways, I'm going to get out of here, guys. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on Budokai Tenkaichi returning, and your hype levels for it. Till then, guys, stay safe out there, hit that subscribe button, and catch you guys in the next video. Peace.